we have an Elite dev diary talking about multiplayer in Elite Dangerous. What you're seeing here is live gameplay footage captured from a PC. You're seeing two of us flying live, if you like. I'm flying the ship ahead. Igor, the lead programmer, is flying the ship that we've got the camera attached to. Now this pursuit, I'm not fighting back. Igor is actually trying to kill me, but obviously being fairly gentle because we want to be able to show some of the things that are going on. Now, there are things about this sequence that clearly you'll say, oh, what about this? The answer is there's no HUD, there's no cockpit view because we're not ready to show those yet. And the ship trails are placeholder. We're also not showing things like the retros on the ship, which will help show as it's turning and all that sort of thing, but we're just not ready to show those yet. Also, there's no sound, so you've got to listen to me rabbiting on. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about that is how the multiplayer works. So what you're seeing here is two players working across the network effectively, but also you can choose who the players that you might meet are. There's been some mention of that already on the FAQ on Kickstarter. But the idea is you can create your own groups. So it can have a group with just friends, or you can play entirely alone, or you can decide to have a free-for-all and play with everyone else who wants a free-for-all, which can be huge numbers of players. You can also choose essentially the rule sets of the game you want to create. So one of the problems with online gameplay is this one of griefing, where someone who's got an advanced ship just attacks everybody. It's trying to find a way to avoid that. Now, we have lots of strategies for that without simply not having it in the game, because of course the police will come, people get a bounty on their head, so others will attack them. Now, I think that will be self-balancing, but we have a lot of other ways up our sleeve. And for those players who really just want to head down, have a single-player experience, they can also do that. Now, there's another thing here that I want to mention, which is damage models. In original Elite and Frontier, the ships either blew up or they didn't. In Elite Dangerous, we plan to have damage models. So what you see here in the insert is a picture of the insides of an anaconda. What you will see here, once the sort of smoke and debris all subsides, because you'll see things spewing out when it's in the game from this hull, and also the odd cargo canister which you can scoop up even from a ship that's not destroyed, because a ship even with this level of destruction would still be capable of flying. Now, you would also be able to come across sort of dead ships, salvageable ships if you like this, that have been mortally damaged, but where there are still some valuable things there to be rescued. But of course, they might not be dead, it might be a trap. But that's all, that will be all part of the gameplay. And of course, you would be able to get such damage repaired. What you'll be able to do is see in the hull, you can see into the interior, so you'll see that the richness of how the ship is sort of put together, if you like. There's another thing that you'll see in this video, for those who are watching, is there's a heat mechanic concept where as you maneuver more and more rapidly, your ship gets hotter and your ship gets more visible on radar from the distance because it's giving out a whole load of infrared. What this means for combat, if the combat goes on too long, other people will start coming in because they'll see you from long range. And that mechanic, well, apart from the fact it should make dogfights get sort of more interesting, and also from a third-person point of view, you see a dogfight happening, you'll want to go over there and join in because it's likely the two ships will sort of be at a lower state than they were before. And so that is not fully implemented yet, in the sense you don't see this thing flaring, but you can see some of the panels in the ship lifting up to create cooling, and that's what's being shown here. Now, there's another thing you'll see here, which is the weapons. I'm sure you've noticed that the weapon's only firing from the left. That's because this ship only has one hardpoint equipped. Each ship type has multiple hardpoints, and you can choose, with the corresponding weight cost, what weapons to equip on there, whether it's lasers, whether it's projectile weapons, as you see here, whether it's various types of missiles. We have a lot more different types of ordnance than in the previous games, and that gives a lot of variation in the game. You know, you obviously have continuous and pulsed lasers, because we'd have to do that anyway, which essentially have no flight path but go directly to the target. So what you'll see here is there is a mass of content in the game. For all of those on Kickstarter, I'd also like to give a heartfelt thanks to all of those who've pledged, but whoops, hit an asteroid there. All of those who've pledged, and those who haven't pledged yet, it will be a great ride. Come and join us. Thank you.